good morning everyone, and welcome to the first grocery haul of the 10 and 20 challenge. So day 1 through 5 grocery haul. This is kind of big. It seems really big on the counter, but then again, it's what you're gonna eat for like the next 5 days or so. One thing that's not included in the grocery list that I have noticed is something like oats. And that is definitely something that you eat on several of the breakfasts. So just to let you know, that would be something that maybe they just expect that you have that in your pantry, like spices, that kind of thing. Although a lot of these ingredients I already had in my pantry. I just had to supplement the things that I didn't normally carry or didn't normally have in stock. I don't know. So I'm going to go over all of the things that he says are day 1 through 5. But keep in mind, I don't think I'm going to use everything that I have. Maybe I'll use it in a different way, but not in the recipes that he calls for, because he does say that you can interchange recipes and substitute things here and there, that type of thing. Well, there are definitely some things that I'm not going to have. Like on, I believe it's day 1 for lunch, you have a like a whole wheat pizza-ish type thing. I'm gluten-free completely, so that's not going to work out. But he does say, okay, fine, no big deal. If you're gluten-free, just switch it out for something else. So this is what you're supposed to purchase. Now, whether I actually end up using all of it or not, I'm not 100% sure at this point because I've not done this before. So let's start with some of the fresh produce. And I'm going to show stuff and put on the other counter, because my counter right here, if you guys saw the thumbnail, it's actually way fuller than it looks. There's a lot more here than it looks like in the picture. So first things first, romaine hearts, supposed to buy a package of 3. I never buy romaine lettuce. I don't care for more romaine lettuce. I would much rather have just about any other lettuce, to be honest with you. But whatever, it's fine. It's not a big deal. I can eat some romaine lettuce. If this is really not to my liking, I will just start buying plain old spinach and substituting spinach wherever they call for romaine. So this will be just fine. No big deal. And then it calls for a head of Boston lettuce, or you could just use more romaine. So basically what I ended up doing, because you need about 12 ounces of mixed greens. So there's my mixed greens. So this is actually a bigger container. This is 16 ounces, but seeing as this is an unlimited food, you can eat as much of this as you want. I didn't think that having the extra 4 ounces would be that big of a deal. But you're supposed to have one extra head of lettuce to put in like your salad-y type thing. So they had these salad mixes on clearance at the store, this chopped barbecue ranch, and everything in here besides what's in the packet are totally things that I would eat. So green cabbage, romaine, kale, carrots, red cabbage, green onions, and then the little packet has stuff in there that I wouldn't touch. But anyway, so I figured that would be a good, right there, would be a good replacement for the lettuce if I'm making a salad or something. So I have 2 of those. They were only $1.50 each, so I thought that was a really good price. Next, okay, so then you need 2 bunches of kale, and so there are my 2 bunches of kale. And then 10 ounces of spinach. You could also buy frozen. I don't have the spinach out. I do have 2 bags of spinach in the refrigerator, so I could either use that spinach or I could use more of the mixed greens. Either way, I have spinach. It's something I always have. And then the next thing on the list says, your choice of a green vegetable to equal 2 cups cooked. You could also buy frozen. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with that, but I have extra frozen Brussels sprouts. I have extra frozen cauliflower and broccoli. I have extra mixed vegetables. I have extra green beans. I have extra yellow beans. I have all sorts of extra vegetables around, so I'm not too worried about that. And the next thing says to buy some 2 or 3 crowns of broccoli, or you could buy frozen. Well, I'm not a huge fan of broccoli, so I just went ahead and bought a couple containers of frozen broccoli and cauliflower, and I figured this will have to work out just fine. And also, this is something that I was supposed to get for the frozen section, so kind of dual here. Then you're supposed to get a small red cabbage. Well, I already had half of one in the refrigerator. My orange is trying to make a getaway. Half of one in the refrigerator, so I just got that out. And then 6 medium tomatoes. I bought some that are the on the vine kind. They're very pretty and ripe and stuff, so I'm kind of excited about that. 3 small avocados. Actually, it doesn't say small. It just says 3 avocados. We always have avocados in the house. They're usually in the refrigerator. I've got a couple that are pretty ripe, so I'm gonna look and see what those recipes are that are using those, and I might have those in the next day or so, because yeah, these are pretty ripe. They need to be eaten pretty soon. And then it also calls for a pint of cherry tomatoes. We buy these big, huge containers of cherry tomatoes at Costco, so that's what's left of the container that we have. My kids really like these, the ones that can eat them, so we pretty much always have them in stock nowadays. Then you're going to have 2 medium cucumbers. I know on one of the days you squish up some tomatoes and mix some herbs in it and eat it on the cucumbers, so that would be great. A medium cucumber, medium cucumber, large cucumber, whatever, cucumber's a cucumber to me. So a cucumber, and then we've got 2 green peppers. I also have yellow peppers and red peppers in the refrigerator in the garage, so in case I need more peppers, I have more peppers. It calls for 1 portobello mushroom. I'm probably not gonna buy a portobello mushroom, they're kind of expensive. And then 7 ounces of some other type of mushroom. So I have a whole package, 16-ounce package of these little baby mushrooms. So it's an organic white button mushroom, good enough. So Spanish onion, yellow onion, red onion, and then garlic. So I have garlic in the refrigerator already minced up. It calls for fresh basil and fresh cilantro. I don't use either of those. I don't like cilantro. I will not use cilantro in my food. Basil, I'll just use dried. So I'm not super classy when it comes to that kind of thing. I do not have any red onions. I have like half of one chopped up in the refrigerator, but I have a whole bunch of white onions. We always have a big, huge bag of white onions. And several shallots, so that'll be fine. That will work out, no problems. So then after that, we go to blueberries, strawberries. For blueberries, I'm just going to use frozen because it's going to be in either oatmeal or in, I think there was a smoothie here or there, maybe. And for the strawberries or the frozen berries, we've got some different kinds of mixed berries in the freezer, so I'll just be using this. That'll be easier. I don't really feel like buying strawberries at this time of year anyway. It's not very nice out and they're probably not going to be super fresh at this point. So then you need to have a couple of, you're supposed to have 3 apples. I only brought in 2. And you're supposed to have 2 oranges and I brought in 3. So, anyway, some fresh fruit. You're supposed to have some fresh fruit. You're also supposed to have a couple of bananas and a small thing of grapes. Got both of those. And then a couple of lemons or a lemon and a lime. I don't have any limes right now, but I do have several of these Meyer lemons. I've never eaten them before, but from what I understand, they're like the Cadillac of lemons. So I thought I might try this. I'm kind of excited actually to try it, so we'll see how that turns out. You need some frozen vegetables, so you need some frozen corn, and you need some frozen broccoli, which I already showed you that I have mixed with cauliflower. It calls for frozen artichoke hearts. No, just not happening. So it says you can replace that with Brussels sprouts. I will happily eat some frozen Brussels sprouts over a frozen artichoke heart. That's not my thing. And then it calls for 10 ounces of frozen cherries, and I don't do cherries except for Rainier cherries. And I don't know that you could ever find those frozen. I'm not really sure. I don't have any frozen. So I'm just going to use the mixed berry mix that I already have. That'll be just fine. I think one of the nights you're supposed to have for like a dessert is a cocoa powder cherry thing, and I'll either skip that or I'll have an apple. And that'll make me just as happy. That will be no problems. Okay, so 3 cans of dark kidney beans, or kidney beans. Actually, it didn't say dark in particular, but that's what I have. And 1 can of black beans, and 2 cans of chickpeas, and 1 jug. Actually, it has a specified amount, but this is what it's going to come out of. So some type of unsweetened beverage, almond milk, soy milk, hemp milk, whatever. And this one I like because it's got water and soybeans. That's it. There's nothing else in there. And then if you're a man doing this diet, you're allowed to have extra food. So, you know, you're allowed to have an extra apple. You're allowed to have a couple extra cans of beans, all that kind of stuff. So that's also keep in mind. Then there are supposed to have a can of, actually you're supposed to have 26 ounces, and that's not 26 ounces, so I have 2 cans of the diced tomatoes, and some low sodium pasta sauce, which if and when I need that, I will just open up a big jug of pasta sauce, and I think I actually have one in the freezer, so we just use some of it and put it in the freezer and then get it back out when we want to use it again. And then some low sodium salsa. My husband actually makes our own salsa, and it's sugar-free and salt-free and oil-free, and it's fantastic. So he doesn't have any in the refrigerator right now, so I couldn't get any out to show you, but he has more bags of it in the freezer, so frozen, so that's not a problem either. And then the last thing is some vegetable broth, and you're supposed to use low sodium vegetable broth. So rather than using the no chicken base, which is the flavor I prefer, I will use the no vegetable, or the vegetable base, better than bouillon vegetable base. And it's super fantastic flavor. It's just not as salty, so it's not quite as awesome flavor, but my taste buds can handle it. We can do this. So that is day 1 through 5 of a grocery haul. And I don't really think it's going to be, it looks like a lot of food when you go through it, but I really don't think it's really that much food, to be honest with you, because it's a bunch of vegetables. The cans of beans are kind of exciting because I just got off of the potato challenge and I'm excited about having something else besides potato. That's pretty cool. So anyways, I'm actually probably going to make up a couple of things so that I have a few days worth of food so that I'm not having to cook every single day. A lot of the stuff that you eat is fresh, which is totally fine, but I can make a salad and take it with me, and however he has meals set up. I know that one particular meal is like a salad and you squish an avocado and mix it into your kale and eat that, and okay, we'll try it. We'll see what happens. So besides all of this food that I have right here, he does say that you are to eat an unlimited amount of raw vegetables, cooked vegetables, beans or legumes, and you can have like up to 4 different servings of fruit in a day. So you might see me having some little bit of extras here and there when it comes time for mealtime if something isn't quite enough, but I don't think that's a problem. That's actually part of the meal plan. So I didn't get out cans of yellow wax beans to show you, or green beans or something, frozen green beans to show you or something, but those might make it in. So that's it. I'm really excited about starting this with you guys tomorrow. So I am going to let you go, and I will talk to you again in day 1. Bye.